What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla, back here with a very exciting double figure review for you today from Bandai Premium. We have Godzilla Vs Evangelion, the Kiryu Unit 1 and 2 figures. These guys are very awesome, really cool to look at, very visually stimulating, and just a lot of fun. Without further ado, let's jump right in.
Oh my god!
Being that these are more of a Bandai Premium item over just a straight-up movie monster series, they are boxed, not tagged. So here's the exterior box, it's just kind of plain brown with the exception of the front. And here are their snazzy exterior boxes. We have version 2 and version 1 over here. Pretty darn awesome looking boxes. Just wanted to give you a look at those. Really cool looking colors and artwork on there. Obviously, I do miss having the tags on the movie monster series figures, but these boxes are pretty darn cool looking. Unfortunately, I don't display stuff with the boxes. I don't have the room to do that, so I do miss having just the kind of tags to display them with. I wish it'd be awesome if they were boxed and tagged, but we'll settle for some cool boxes instead. So taking a look at our Unit 1 figure first, I'm going to straight up apologize right away to the people who really know a lot about the Evangelion stuff. I don't know a ton about it. I'm just going to be talking about this basically as a cool Godzilla figure. So starting off with our colors, paint, detail. We've seen this Kiryu figure fairly, we've pretty much seen this Kiryu figure before. But taking a look at some of these amazing colors, lots of, I love the orange, the purple, the green, the gunmetal kind of black that they've used in there. So a lot of great detail moving up the leg. There's a few things where they could have obviously painted a little more, but, they could have put some paint on that check mark. Could have painted, the screws would have been cool if they painted those black, or, the same gunmetal. But they did a lot more than I, would expect Bandai to normally do, which is, I guess, is why they kind of took this and made it a premium figure. A lot of good coloring on the wires in here throughout the body. Moving up the top, the green kind of mixed in with that brown there, or the black, excuse me, looks really good. Again, had they really wanted to go over the top, they could have painted kind of the screws in here, but that is definitely okay. Kind of got the air vents in there. Kiryu's big chest pouch there. Moving over to the other side, we do have some good paint on the arms. Again, they could have done some more green in here, or some more blacks. They could have painted this little wire, but they could have given us a little more paint detail on the arm cannon. But it looks really good, all other things aside from that. The silver looks great on top of those arm cannons. The fingers are okay. It would have been cool to see a little bit of detail on the fingers. The paint on the inside of the hands here is also missing. They could have painted a little stuff here and there, but that is okay. Moving into these, the giant mounted guns Kiryu has. Really cool. Again, I love the gunmetal color that's kind of coming up in here. And I love the fact that they mixed way more colors in here. They got the purple kind of banner here. The green. I do have a pretty decent ship here revealing some purple. So that's definitely unfortunate. And then some red on inside there, kind of with those 6 blocks in there for the missile pouches. Those white eyes on Kiryu look really good. The fact that we got the green stripes on the top of the head, really good. The wiring's all colored back here. Yellow marks on the neck. Moving into the back of the figure, again, we kind of have these pouches. The rockets are painted a little bit. It would have been cool to see a little bit of extra color mixed in there, but these couple of spines that are painted look phenomenal. I love the black and purple kind of working with each other there. It would have been cool to see some black stripes up the middle. Maybe the rest of these had they just done, just a little centerpiece be black. Obviously, Kiryu, I don't think has really ever seen the wiring under his tail painted, at least not in forever. So that would have been another kind of potentially great opportunity. To throw in a touch of color on the tip of the tail would have been cool. Maybe, make the tips of these 3 little things could have been green or something. Had they really wanted to step this up, but a ton of beautiful paint on this Unit 1 Kiryu. Paint and detail on the Unit 2 Kiryu. This guy's going to be very similar for the most part, with a couple of detail. The figure is actually going to be different on a few parts. The main ones being the cannons, the arm cannons, and the big mounted guns. But aside from that, a lot of great colors as well. The purple's been replaced with a red. The orange on the toes is kind of still the same. The greens have been replaced with white, and then some more oranges. This kind of maroon color looks really awesome in there. But we'll just take another quick peek at the figure here. Again, they could have done a little bit more, mixing in some of the blacks on the back of this figure. These wires are missing paint. Obviously, the whole tail is just a solid red. So there's that. But they did, however, on this guy, look at this. Interesting. This wire did get painted. So it's interesting to have almost the same wire on the back of that arm. One's painted, one's not. I really love the kind of orange dot there. The white, black, and red look really cool on the kind of hand here. That's great. Again, on the inside of the hand, could have been painted a little bit better. The whites and gunmetal kind of, again, look really great. And this guy definitely received a little bit more. He's got some silver paint. I guess this guy's got the silver paint on those pieces also. I feel like they definitely paid a few more pieces of attention to this on detail on this guy. But, so the difference is obviously here's our hand cannon, whereas these ones are kind of the two bullets. These are kind of more long, elongated little laser pouches or something. And then the cannons, obviously big kind of six shooters or whatever you want to call them. And then this is kind of one big kind of laser looking thing. But great, we got the white painted under the arm. That looks amazing. Again, moving into the head kind of area. Those green eyes look really great. I love the white and the red. The fact that this little arrow is painted is amazing. And then we have a different color. It's really cool. And I guess the other Kiryu had a different color too, but this one's kind of more of a maroonish color in there in the neck to break up that color. The black and red look really cool. I love those stripes on the cannon there. Same detail on the spines here. Really great. Really like how they did the red and black just kind of coming in. Again, I wish they had done all of these little centerpieces black. The paint on this guy must be pretty darn sensitive though, because I definitely have some, I had the one chip on the cannon on this guy here, and then this guy has a, pretty decent little damage on the back of this. So I wonder if that would just kind of... But, so definitely some areas where this figure definitely has some sensitive paint, so be careful with yours. Mine are straight out of the box, so they just acquire this damage either in shipping or on the factory floor or whatever. A little bit more damage kind of done to that. The teeth on this guy could have been done a little bit better. It just is a little obvious that they're just kind of... I mean, you can make out the definition, but it just looks a little bit messy in there. But that kind of tends to happen with these figures when you get all those teeth kind of crammed right into the same area. So again, guys, one more quick breakdown of the differences of these guys. The big ones are going to obviously be the colors, and then you can see the differences on the cannons, and then you see the differences on the two rockets. So those are going to be the main ones. Other than that, it's pretty much going to be a very similar figure. This guy's kind of got the some wiring on the chest piece, whereas this is kind of more of a flat. But very, very similar figures, guys. Definitely a fan of the two of them. They look great together. Now, we've taken a look at the differences between the two figures, but how do the differences match up against their old school counterparts? Starting with the Unit 1 Kiryu. Obviously, the purple is going to be a little bit different. Got a more of a kind of a brighter purple, whereas this one, I guess, when you look at it compared to this guy, it's almost a blue. He looks a little more purple in person. Having the side-by-side definitely pulls out the blue, though. The greens... This is definitely more of like this reminds me of like a super green goblin-y green, and this is kind of more like just like a playful, fun green, I guess. I don't know. The gold, I really love the gold on the neck piece, whereas this has become more of a, a white or yellow, orangish. The eyes, kind of, again, that color is switched, orange and white. We got some more paint details on here that this guy is lacking, though. He does have the red line down the side of the face is painted, the green arrows there. This has kind of been replaced with a green block with a red arrow. The spines on this guy did not get painted at all, however, but he does have a little green on the underside of his little rocket there. Obviously, this guy does not... The first versions have no cannons. They do have a little kind of arm spike, but that's it. No cannons on there, and then again, just, kind of standard straight-up paint job down the back. And then, obviously, these guys did come with tags, so there's a quick peek at the tag of this guy. So those are kind of two biggest differences on there. Let me know in the comments which version you prefer, the first version or the second version of Unit 1. And we'll take a look at the same things as what we did on version 1 with version 2. Again, kind of painted stripe over the foot. Stripe has not been painted. Obviously kind of more a shiny red versus just a little more of a, I don't want to say dull, but just a more basic red color. Where you kind of have this gold here on the gold areas. This has been replaced kind of with more of the open chest. Just the gold, the gold becomes black there. Gold becomes the maroon. The eyes are more of a, kind of bringing back that green goblin-y green versus more of a foresty green. And again, the orange painted there. A few differences on the sculpt overall, just because they were based off of different figures. These figures are pretty old. They came out in 2005, so definitely some differences to be expected. And then obviously, again, a tag here. Taking a quick peek at that guy. There's your differences there. Obviously, a colored versus non-colored chest, but this guy does have more of a similar, the wiring there. So the only one without that kind of wiring rim is going to be the new Unit 1. Just a couple more quick size comparisons I wanted to show these guys off to. Here is the SH Monster Arts Kiryu figure, so going to be standing a little taller than the two of them. Just wanted to give you that size comparison. Then the brand new Movie Monster Series Godzilla 2002. Going to stand pretty even in height with them, so that's not too bad of a sizing. Definitely works pretty well, all things considered. This has been the Bandai Premium Godzilla Vs Evangelion Kiryu Unit 1 and 2 prototype figures. Definitely a huge fan of these guys. I love the fact that, it kind of upgraded from the originals. They got the hand cannons, they got the big shoulder cannons, kind of a little more true to Kiryu's final form. His ultimate is, he's got all of his powers and goodies. So that's definitely a huge plus. Definitely some differences on the paint jobs. I don't really even know which one I say I like more, if you compare me, the 2005 versions versus the 2024 versions. They're just kind of so different. I have trouble comparing them because they just appear as different figures. You know, one's tagged, one's not tagged. One had the fact that it's an old school Bandai figure when they actually used to put high levels of detail and paint and stuff on kind of all of them, versus these being the Bandai premiums where that's what it takes to get them the attention they need. Real quick articulation I'm realizing we need to touch on. Quick, 360 out of the head, 360 out of the arm. Just watch the rubbing here. You're going to get a little bit of rubbing there. Legs are going to be fixed. Tail's going to spin on this axis here. And then the same for the other figure. You're going to have a little bit of trouble moving the head in between the two guns. And then the arm's going to move a little freer, but it still encounters some collision there. And then an easy movement on the tail as well. But guys, let me know in the comment section below, if you had to pick, what do you like better? Do you like the new set or the older set? It's definitely great to have them all together. I'm gonna love putting them all together in one of these shelves here. Gonna look great. But guys, let me know your thoughts on these two new figures in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.